On this edition of the Just in Time podcast with Justin Kutcher.
Camilo, it was our yardage books could not have looked more opposite. Like mine was exactly what they gave me, and that was it. This was like fucking. I mean, he had an encyclopedia on every page in there, dude. He did. Search department. They're like, "Do you know what's the most amount of cuts you've made in a row?" And I honestly, dude, I thought it was like 3 or 4. And they go, "You made 10 in a row." I was like, "What?" Like, I made 10 in a row. When I went to Florida, I was probably, let's just say there's 4 guys in my recruiting class or my age. And then I had obviously the guys on the team that were there when I got there. I was getting better every day, just chasing the guys that were on the team. There was a story about him and Shaq, like Shaq's first year. Shaq just beat the crap out of him in a practice, like had enough of him. I remember going to Magic games and it would be a coin flip if there was going to be a fight or not. Like Greg Kite and Ronnie Cycli, like fighting under the rims, going into the first and second row.
The greatest sports moments happen in seconds, but the stories behind them are timeless. Dive into the mind of the icons who live those moments. No filters, just authentic conversations about the moments that define careers. I'm Justin Kutcher, and this is the Just in Time podcast.
Welcome to another episode of the Just in Time podcast with Justin Kutcher, joined now by a 2-time winner on the PGA Tour, 4-time All-American at the University of Florida, has maybe the best logo in all of golf, and also the host of Straight Down the Middle-ish podcast, plus so much more. He's also been my analyst, broadcast partner on PGA Tour Live. It's none other than the man with the best hair in all of golf, Matt Every. Matt.
Justin, what an introduction. I mean, your hair is pretty nice too, dude.
Dude, I'm just trying to be like you, but it can never be that. And I'm forever envious.
Genetics. My old man had a nice head of hair. There's some sneaky good heads of hair on the tour.
There are some sneaky. Yes, you are correct. Maybe it's the best. Maybe it's the best head of hair on golf TV. Maybe that's what it has to be.
There we go. I'll roll with that. Yeah.
So let's talk about some things, because when you and I are on the air, we have so much fun. We laugh. I think about the first time we worked together as me, you, Andre Gonzalez, and it was just an absolute blast. You and Dre going back and forth.
Yeah.
I was just sitting there. I'm like, I got to have both these guys on my podcast almost at the same time because the stories that came from you guys. What was it like being on the PGA Tour? The kind of conversations, the friendships that you develop over time, because it's an individual sport, but knowing your personality, you hang out with guys.
Sure. Well, you're right. It is an individual sport, but at the same time, most of us, I would say, Justin, from let's just call it, middle of high school, maybe late high school till wherever you get in the pro game. I mean, you've been with these guys that are around your age for, pretty much that whole time. There's no surprises like when I got to school, like, oh, who's this, whether it's Andres or whoever it was, but it's never like, oh, who's this Andres Gonzalez cat from Washington? I've never heard of him. Like, those days just don't really exist anymore. But yeah, it's killer to kind of come up with your buddies. You figure out which guys you gravitate towards. And, the cool thing about golf too is while it's an individual sport, there's still enough for everyone. Like there's enough to go around for everyone. Like I had zero issues pulling for my buddies out there, as long as I wasn't in contention. Do you know what I'm saying? But like on an off week, you're damn right, I was rooting for whoever that was my friend out there. So it's cool, yeah. And even after golf now, like seeing some of these guys go into this stuff, it's been interesting.
So who are some of the guys on the tour that you would say were your buddies that, like, on a week in, week out basis, you're like, all right, yeah, sweet?
Steve Marino was one of my best friends. Spencer Levine was probably my best friend out there. Neither one of those guys really play anymore. I think Spence is still giving it a crack. He's still playing, but I would really, dude, I got along with pretty much everyone. Like,
I know
there are certain guys I would hang out with more as kind of situational, and whether like, if I was traveling with my kids or not, or if they were, or whatever. But uh, yeah, whoever signed up for it, I hang out with.
Take me back to college, going to
Okay.
University of Florida, because
Yeah.
I looked at the roster and I saw you had the Véjaegas brothers,
Yep.
Camilo and Manny, and also Billy Horschel on that team. So you guys had 4 studs, and I'm probably missing a couple of other guys.
Yeah. Yeah, you are. You're missing. We had a lot of studs. We had Brett Stegmeyer. He played on the team for all 4 years with me. He played on the tour. Um, we had a kid named James Vargas out of Miami that was like he was the guy in high school. He was like far and away the guy going into college. And then we had Ryan Cochran, who was Russ Cochran's son, and then we had Jesse Mudd, who is Jody Mudd's nephew, won the Players Championship. Hell of an athlete. Jesse's the coach at Lamar now, their golf team. But yeah, I mean, it was a blast. Like I got better. I was kind of a late bloomer in the junior golf scene, I would say, because I wasn't like super well traveled with my game, and then also I was playing other sports in high school, so that had something to do with it. But uh when I went to Florida, I was probably, let's just say there was 4 guys in my recruiting class or my age, and then I had obviously the guys on the team that were there when I got there. I was getting better every day just chasing the guys that were on the team. Like
Yeah.
it was just right in front of my face. And if you are a guy that kind of thrives in competition or loves competition, like this is just a perfect environment for somebody like myself. The timing, everything was great for me. My coach was amazing. Buddy Alexander, he knew the buttons to push, he knew the words to say. Uh, Ultimate guy's guy. He was kind of like a second dad to me. And it was just a kill. There was no doubt in my mind my decision to go to the University of Florida for my career, like, is a massive reason of where I got to where I got. No doubt about it.
It sounds like you playing other sports, the athlete in you, the competitor in you, going to Florida brought out the best in you because I almost get the sense like you saw those guys, you're like, "Oh crap, I gotta improve to compete against them."
Yeah, a little bit, but it was healthy. There was
Yeah.
nothing bad about it. It was just I've been seeing their names for a long time, and then you get to put faces with names, and it was like I got to touch them every day. Like I knew if they were getting better than me or not. And it was cool too because in the class, like Ryan Cochran, he was a lefty. We had 2 lefties
Like
on
his
our team,
dad.
and my yeah, but we had 2. Well, here's what's kind of strange: we had two guys on our team that were lefties. They were both from Kentucky and just freak athletes, Jesse Mudd and Ryan Cochran. And Ryan was like, I think he had like D1 offers to play basketball. I mean, he just ran intramurals at Florida. Like he was nasty, dude. And he was an athlete too. We had a few of them on our team. It was all healthy though. It was really, really good.
What were the sports that you played in high school besides golf?
Basketball.
Okay.
Yeah, just ran screens on the baseline. I'm kidding. I did more than that, but there was a corner that I was better in than the other. It was fun.
You said it was the best decision you made for your career to go to Florida.
Yeah. Well, I really didn't have a ton of options. I was recruited like I think North Florida here in Jacksonville was definitely going to give me more than what I was. I didn't really get anything when I went to Florida, but they were I was gonna be a bigger deal at North Florida than
Mhm.
Florida just coming in, and it just worked out that way. I mean, we're talking a handful of schools, Justin, that I was a late bloomer that reached out. Like if they brought in 4 guys, they did bring in 4 guys in my year. I was the 4th guy by
Yeah.
far. So yeah, it just worked out.
And then you go on to win the Ben Hogan Award in
Yep.
2006. So I think it worked out for both parties. I mean, they
Oh yeah.
helped you and you helped them.
Yeah. They probably helped me more.
But in '06, you being a basketball fan, that was also the first year that Florida won the national title in basketball. Did you go to any of those games, or did your seasons overlap so you couldn't?
So I did not. I went to the national championship game when Chris Leak won Tebow. It was Tebow's first year, but Leak was the quarterback out in Arizona. Ohio State ran the kickback. We ended up just shoving it down their throats the rest of the night. It was freaking the best time ever. But I went with 3 of my buddies out there, and that was the only national championship I've been to. However, I did get to go this year in San Antonio. It just worked out with the golf. The tour was out there that week, and then the Gators were out there too. Unbelievable time. What a run. Pretty cool venue, the Riverwalk, for a national championship. I've, you know, just a killer time. It was a blast. I actually ran into Thomas Howell and Alex Condon in the Baltimore airport. And if you're not familiar with them, they're the 2 big white dudes on the Gator team. And I took a picture between the 2 of them, dude. And I've never felt, like, I'm not tall. I'm probably just under 6 foot. And I've never felt smaller in my life. I mean, they're already like 6'10", 6'11", and they're wearing the padded shoes that give you another inch basically. And I wasn't. And it was just like, it was great. But oh man, what a good time that was.
I'm going to text you a picture of me with Kristaps Porzingis.
Yeah. Oh man.
Who's 7'3".
Oh dude.
Okay. And there's a picture of me next to him, and it looks ridiculous. And then there's a picture of me standing on a chair, and he's still taller than I am. And I'm like,
see that.
I'm gonna have to get it framed and put here in the studio because it's comical. It's awesome. I need to talk to you about your experience on the big break. The big break is making a return.
Yeah.
And you were on the big break back in 2007, nicknamed the Natural.
I did not give myself that nickname, by the way.
I figured as much. I know you. You're not going to give yourself a nickname. Best part, worst part of that?
Oh, man. Dude, you're bringing me. That's a long time ago. Yeah, I remember somebody from the Golf Channel reached out to me about it, actually. I did not audition for that. They were like, hey, because I was pretty fresh out of school. And I believe it was Steve Burkowski reached out to me, and he was like, hey, do you want to do this? I was like, sure. I'd missed Q school or something, and I had no status going on. So we went out there and filmed it. It was in Mesquite, Nevada. I'm just telling you what I remember from this. Dude, it was so hot. I mean, it was, we're talking like 100 to 110 degrees. And, we were staying at some casino out there, and the co-host, it was this dude, Rick Schwartz, and he was one of the co-hosts, and he was awesome. And he would stay up at night with me, and we'd play the Don't Pass on the craps table and just, ruin everyone's night. But we had a great time. But the next days were just brutal because everyone there was kind of doing partying, but you're dehydrated. You're out in the desert, right? And then you wake up at 6 a.m. and you got to go hit like one shot at 8 o'clock or whenever. And then you wait for like 2 hours till they get set up to do the next scene or whatever it is. And then you hit another shot. And it's like, I remember this. I remember my game was not in good shape. And I was like I just mentioned, you're dehydrated. You're also nervous because this is going to be on TV. So it was actually probably some of the like sketchiest, my body's ever felt over a golf shot, like shaky wise. And a lot of it had to do with what was going on,
the
previous.
Night before.
Sure.
Yeah.
But it was a cool experience. I was the second off on our show. That was wild. I remember you had to sign something like you had to sign an NDA, and you had to stay there. So like I was booted off, and I had to stick around for a week and a half at this like, I mean, what are we doing? And they took your phones and stuff. Like my wife, like we had code for like if I was still in or not when I'd write her an email or something. So it was like she wrote back and was like shocked that I was off, and I'm like, no, I'm out, and we're hanging for like a week and a half. It was cool though. I met some great people there. James Nitties was on that with me.
Yes.
He works with us. And a few others. Jerry James, the big long driver guy. His son now is really high up in that world. Justin James. But yeah, man, I'm pumped to see it getting brought back.
Me too.
You?
Yeah, I'm excited. I think it's neat. I think it helped launch some people's career.
How are they doing it? Is it only good guys doing it, or are they bringing in randoms to do this?
I think they're bringing in randoms. I don't know for sure. I don't know enough about it, but I do know that you mentioned James Nitties, and I didn't realize that you guys were on the same season until I was looking things up.
Yeah, he went
Now,
deep in there.
yeah, he did. When
Uh-huh.
you guys see each other now at PGA Tour Live, does stories ever come flowing back from that year?
No. Oh, we got stories about
Did you notice the
other stuff.
accent back then when like Nitty shows up? You're like, man, that
I
freaking
knew
accent.
I knew about James before then, for sure. I mean, I knew he was a nice player. I might even have known him before that show. But no, it doesn't get brought up a ton between him and I. I mean, we both remember it, but we've had other pro golf experience after that
For sure.
together. That yeah.
So speaking of pro golf experience, you have to take me to that first win at the Arnold Palmer Invitational 2014. Just your mindset going into that week. Where were you with your game?
2014. I was dialed in 2014. Like I had a feeling something was coming. I mean, 2013 was probably my best year, like consistency wise, and then it rolled right into like we did a cut show the other day at Tour Live, and I don't know these things, but they research. You know, you have a research department there, and they look up this stuff, and they're like, "Do you know what's the most amount of cuts you've made in a row?" And I honestly, dude, I thought it was like 3 or 4. And they go, "You made 10 in a row." I was like, "What?" Like I made 10 in a row. Like I forgot. But 2013 that happened. So I was playing good golf. Even going 14 going into there, I was playing good golf. I just kind of had a feeling. I don't know what it is. You can't really fake that kind of confidence, but it was a point in my competitive career where I probably was like as legit as I've ever been, just well-rounded. All my crap was in line. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it just worked out. It's crazy how it works out though, because I had looks to win other places before that. Like in 13, I think I got on tour in 11. So 11, 12, 13. So those first like 2 or 3 years, I promise you I had, like, when I say I look to win, I want to say like 3 or 4, 3 under on the back 9 gets the job done. You know what I mean? Or something like that. I feel like I had about 8 to 10 of those that just didn't, or for whatever reason, it didn't work out. And then, you know, it works out. I will say, and I think I know I'm not alone in this, but very rarely do, you know, both of my wins when I got done, I did not think it was my best golf I'd ever played. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, it makes total sense. I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes it's just one of those weeks where you might not be playing your best, but things work out, for you. But what happened on that final round on the 16th hole with you and your caddy, Derek Mason?
16. So I don't know I think I might have had like a 2 or 3 shot lead out of nowhere. It was like I hadn't looked at a leaderboard all day, and then it's kind of tough to ignore them all day. They're
Right.
just in your face everywhere you turn. And you literally have to like try to not look at them. It's like, don't let me look to the left here, or whatever. So I saw one, and we got on 16, and I was like, it sounds weird. I was fighting something off the tee that week. I was playing great, but like I did have a couple like quick lefts off the tee. Like in Saturday, I hit it in the water on 6 off the tee, and I'm sitting there thinking, there's OB left. It's the only way I can F this up. This is if I pull it left. So I just raced out in front of this one. There was no chance it was going left. It goes into the pine straw on the right. It's fine. And like, it's a pretty easy layup if I just chip out to like 150, but I was pressing a little and there's this tree. I don't know what kind of tree it was. It might've been a little pine tree. It was like a baby pine. And this thing was like this far around. I'm just going to aim for it. It's like 120 yards away. And I got to like keep it kind of low. There's no like low lying limbs. Like it's just, I got to miss the base of this thing. And this thing, you can't try to, I couldn't hit this 100 times. Right off the face, it's just tracking for it. And it like one hops into it and then kicks down behind it. And now I'm in like a really weird spot because I'm only like 120 yards from the hole, but I don't really have a shot at the green. I kind of do, but it's going to be sketchy because it's coming out of the rough and I got to move it a little. And like I said, it's tough to like lay up from 120.
Right.
I mean, my layup was literally like chipping it 30 yards up into the left. So my caddy, Derek, best dude ever. Just like he was like my best bud out there, but he was a nervous wreck. And like, he's just the F words coming out of his mouth like every other shot, and they're just running it live right there. Like Peter Jacobson, every time I see him, comes up to me and he tells this story at functions of Derek just saying, just fucking lay it up over there. You fucking get it up and down every time. And like Tommy Roy's in the truck, like just letting it rip, like just letting Derek let F bombs fly left and right, and it's so natural, like the way it comes out of his mouth. I'm not thinking anything. Nobody is. Like we're talking through it. We didn't find this out till later. But anyways, he convinced me to chip out, and then I ended up making bogey. Chipped out, made bogey. But I'm assuming that's what you're talking about.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Just the whole
wild ride.
I always love to know the caddy player relationship, right? You said this guy's one of your best friends, right?
Like the most brotherly relationship you could possibly find out there, him and I. Like he would call me out, I'd call him out. We both had a hard time saying no to each other. It was a lot of fun.
So he would call you out. Obviously he called you out on that 16th hole, like, no, dude, fucking you're laying up right here. Like this is what you're doing.
No,
give me other
really
examples.
Like that. No, that's not even an example. I wouldn't say. I would say more like just if I was being a kind of a punk out there, stuff like that, and was getting in my way, he would say stuff. And then if he was slacking, which he did a lot, I'd go right at him too, like no issues.
How would he be slacking?
Oh my God. Well, I got many stories. One time, our first time at Colonial, it wasn't my first time there, but it was his first time. I'd played when I won the Hogan Award, I got to like play in the event one year. So my first time like on tour playing Colonial, I was sick on Tuesday. I didn't want to play a practice. I'm like, can you just go check the back nine out? Like, especially 10, like what I need to hit off there. Cause it's less than driver or whatever. So we get up there the next day and he's like, yeah, it's 2-iron right here. And I had this little like driving iron 2-iron. I smoked this thing right on the line into the hazard that he told me to do. Well, backstory, I had told him I didn't want to play at a back nine, and I go up to valet. I'm farting around in the locker room for like 20 minutes on Tuesday, and then I go up to valet to get my car, and Derek's up there waiting for his car. He never went out to look at the car. This is signature moves from him. Then one time, one time we were in Malaysia. It's like the hottest place in the world. Derek's a big dude, and he smokes cigarettes too. And I was a quick, like I played quick. I wanted everything quick. I didn't do my own numbers. So like he did everything numbers wise for me. So we get on this par 3 and I get to my ball first to mark it. It's behind the pin. He's still walking like towards me. And I just kind of flip the ball to him, and he's got his back to the line. He hasn't even looked at the putt, and just out of habit, like I would say in the fairway, like, what do we got? And I know he hadn't done the calculations yet. Out of habit, I go, what do you got here? Like the read on the putt. Right. And he's got a cig in his mouth and he can't even breathe. I mean, it's so hot. He's like this. He goes, left edge, and just keeps walking. And I was like, oh, dude, I was like, unbelievable.
Was it left
there's
edge?
so I don't remember. I mean, there's so many. But again, it was like our relationship. Like I hit one out of bounds on purpose once because he four caddied on a hole that we were gonna miss the cut, and another guy in the group's like, you won't do it, and that's a whole nother thing. But
Tell me about it.
it's a long story, but
We've got time.
yeah, it was just a brotherly relationship. It went a long ways though. Like we were a killer partnership. I want to say we lasted about 7 years out there, which is it's a long time.
It is.
Yeah.
How'd you guys first link up?
Craigslist. I'm kidding.
Shut up.
No.
I mean, I found my apartment in New York on Craigslist, so I stayed there for 3.5 years.
He was working for this dude Chris Barilla before we linked up, and Chris and him were good buddies, and I just kind of became friends. They split up. The timing just worked out. Then off and running.
All right, you gotta
now
tell me
he's
the four
selling.
caddies.
Now he's selling medical device. I just saw him out my buddies and I went and played the New Mexico State Open this year. Because the clothing company, we sponsored it, and Derek lives in El Paso, so he came out and hung out for a couple of days. So I saw him there.
That's awesome.
Doing great, yeah.
All right, so you go back in 2015 to the Arnold Palmer Invitational, defending champion, and you win again. So Arnold Palmer is there. What does he say to you when you win for the second time?
Well, I knew Arnie a little bit before I won the first time because I was buddies with Sam Saunders for a while. So I'd been over there. I also played that tournament about 3 or 4 times before I won. They actually gave me a sponsor invite. I would think I was on a minor medical in like 11 or 12 maybe, but they helped me out a ton. He was always great to me, and the interesting part, both of those years, there were probably there's definitely bigger names coming down the stretch that would have looked a lot better on that trophy, for MasterCard or whoever the whoever the sponsor is. But I know, like, the first time I won, Arnie was pumped. Like, he knew I was a local kid. I mean, local enough. I grew up like 50 minutes away. It was cool as shit, and he was on board. Like I'd heard later on that like the tournament director when I won was not pulling for me and stuff like that, which whatever. But yeah, he was the best, man. And even before I won that tournament, like he was far and away, for like the old timers, my favorite guy, far and away. Just the ultimate guy's guy.
So you knew Sam, you're friends with Sam, you knew Arnie. Like, what was it like coming up and just being around him?
Well, I look, I'm not coming up. Like I wasn't a kid when I was around him, but I was like one of the first years I played. It might have been the first year I played in it. I was paired with Sam in the event, and Arnie was out watching us in his golf cart, and like, it's his place. I mean, he can drive that thing wherever he wants. And we were on number 8 in the fairway, and 8 green is like, there's like a maintenance shed behind it in between there and 9T. And it's kind of a gathering point for like the gallery. So it's pretty crowded around there at the time. And there's a couple bunkers, like one short right and one back right. It might even be the same one, but it's on the right side of the green. And we're just sitting there waiting for the group in front of us to finish out. And Arnie drove his cart through the bunker because the gallery was in the way. And then there's like this big commotion. Everyone's like laughing up there. It was great.
So you win that first time in 2014, and he's totally stoked for you.
Oh yeah, for sure he was. It was killer.
What did he say to you?
Just congrats. But I could
you could feel it. You could feel something different.
Yes, 100%. I could feel it. Like I was worried he was gonna forget my name, and that was not happening. Like he was he was all about it. It was super cool.
And the next year you go and defend, and
Yeah, out of nowhere. Like I was playing like dog crap going into that week. Uh, kind of borderline lost it for a little bit at the time, and then just was working on some things. The results hadn't come yet, but my range stuff was really good going. Like I remember probably a month or two going into that time, my range stuff was like the best it's ever been, and it just wasn't, for whatever reason, it wasn't translating to the course, which is actually a super frustrating spot to be in, like really frustrating spot to be in. um and it just ended up, I don't know if it was because I was comfortable or the year before, but you know, just ended up working out, man. It was in the cards.
you talk about frustrating. I have to ask you about Live Forever Golf.
Yeah.
First of all, did the name truly come from your love for Oasis?
Nah, it came, no.
Okay.
uh It came from my buddy Scott Riley. So it's kind of weird how this all started during COVID. Like me and a few of my buddies, just nothing going on. A couple of them were making career changes. Um, and they were like, we want to start a clothing line. So it just took, he wanted to call it Live Forever. There was some other names being tossed around. It just ended up being Live Forever Golf. I think the G, it could have been just Live Forever, but the LFG, Live Forever Golf, I'm I'm uh I'm proud of it. Like we're about 5 years in, and I'm pretty far removed from like the day-to-day stuff. We have this dude running it now, David San Juan, and he's been great. The three dudes that started it we're all still involved. We got two designers. It's full steam ahead. I mean, honestly, the clothing industry is brutal. Like
Yeah.
brutal. Just the fact that we are alive in year 5, we haven't brought on any, like, you know, any outside money. This is ours, and we're proud of it. Like it's getting better and better every year. Um like I said, I didn't go to college to design clothes, but it is cool to like say, like when our guy makes some stuff and he's like, "You like this or not?" Like, "Yeah, dude, that's sick," or like, like let's move on. Um, that's been cool, and it's cool to just do something with your friends. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
What about the logo? Because as I said, I do
Yeah.
believe it's the best logo in golf. It might be the best logo in clothing, and that's saying a lot.
Well, so it's interesting. Like the logo came from me. I mean, honestly, dude, it's probably the last time I played good. The Byron Nelson, like 2019. I finished tied for second, but I was just, this Getty Images guy got me like throwing a club out of a bunker. I was playing good, but I was running hot, and just perfect timing. The still image, like there's actually about 9 frames of it, like from start to finish, but it's there's a lot of aggression in that logo. It's not something like I'm super proud of, and for me it's also a, it's weird. It's a killer logo on like a hat or something like that. But if you're making nice clothes, like I have a hard time putting a logo of a golfer throwing a club on a nice sweater or something like that. So we kind of have gone into we have 2 logos. We have like that's kind of like the lifestyle one. And then we also have one with the lines. It kind of looks like the sweet spot on a golf club, like with the circle with all the lines in it. And I like that logo. I think just it's appeasing to the eye. I understand the need for the club logo, but it's like a battle we fight with the brand. It's like,
Well, it's what kind of brand do you want to be? Do you want to be
right.
that? Do you want to be the lifestyle logo of the lifestyle brand of, you know what, the cool, fun logo with that people are going to wear this, or do you want to be the higher end type stuff?
Yeah, I would say I'm somewhere in between there. Like
Yeah.
I'm not I'm not that logo to me is like it's like a loud print logo. Like I'm not that guy. I never will be that guy. And my stuff that I wear doesn't have shit on it. Like it's just blank clothes. You know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah.
kind of my that's my style. Now I also have two buddies that I'm doing this with and a designer that has nothing to do with us, period. So it's like there's a
You got a lot of balancing.
yeah, a lot of balance. Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You told me a story. We were on the air, and obviously, when we're doing PGA Tour live, sometimes it's a
Just tell them
feature
about
hole.
the push-ups we do in between.
Oh, I got my push-ups bar right over here that I
Yeah.
still can do them. But yeah, commercial breaks, we're like doing 10 at a time or 20 at a time, and we were over like 200.
Yeah.
But I just remember, I think it was at Pebble, and you were telling a story. We just, you're there on the air for a long time. So there's an
Yeah.
opportunity to, tell stories, and something
Long
happened.
time.
Yeah, frustrating. And I just asked you about a club throw, and you told me about a club throw I thought it was at Pebble that you did it.
Um, I don't know. I mean, I got a couple like you're talking to
Was it on like 10, or I think it was like
I
9
got
or
one on
10?
like 9 or 10. There's an
Yeah.
image of it of that's my guy Derek next to me in there, and it was I was playing good. That's the other thing too, is most of the time I threw clubs, I was playing good. Like it was just
Because
yeah,
you had that one bad shot. You're like, I
well,
can't
yeah,
believe it.
exactly. It's like if I'm playing bad, I'm not going to get mad. There's
Right.
too many opportunities to get mad. But when I'm playing good and it slows things down, I get pissed at myself and act like a child. So I slammed. Yeah, the turf was just that year out of Pebble was firm, and this thing was just bowed up. But you can see my guy kind of looking up. That little cove right of 6, though, Justin, I bet you I got 3 hybrids in there.
Shut
Like,
up.
I'm not kidding.
Are you
At
serious?
least, yes.
Stillwater Cove?
Stillwater Cove's got 3, whatever you want to call it, hybrids down there. Game improvement clubs floating around for sure.
Were these in practice rounds or in actual rounds?
Probably a real thing.
Just
Little. Sometimes they're just a little dump over the edge, just right there. I never got into those hybrids. I couldn't hit them for some reason. I kept them in my bag. I don't know.
or you didn't keep them in your bag,
or I didn't. Yeah, there you go.
You made donations, and now there are coral reefs around them.
I know I'm not alone with that.
No, I know you're not alone, and it's funny because I used to be a club thrower. I used to have that temper on the course, and I've grown up and I've learned not to do it. But
Same.
I 1 year I was trying to do a swing change, and I spent 100 hours over 2 months at the range just trying to get this, and I'd be on the back range, nobody else was there, and I think I threw my club like 40 yards.
Yeah.
One-handed
One-handed or 2?
That was two-handed. It was like a baseball swing.
That's a mistake.
Why is that?
Well, you can't control it with 2 hands. I mean, you can't, and it also you got to have a strong shoulder to support the one hand too. So it's like if you got a cannon, one-handed is the way to go because you can get max distance and control one-handed. Two-handed is dangerous, especially dealing with golfers out there because most of them aren't
Right.
There's some guys that are in good shape out there, but they're not athletes. I mean,
Right.
there's some athletes, but they're you know what I'm saying.
I do understand.
They're like
yeah.
CrossFit athletes.
Yes. Yeah.
So the other day I saw Alex Smalley throw a club, and it was a 2-hander one, and he held on to it too long and it went behind him. Like, I mean,
That's terrible.
It's a bad look. Yeah. Always throw them in front of you. Yeah. So you got it one-handed, but you got to have a strong support, shoulder,
So when you're throwing it one-handed, are you're throwing for like a helicopter, or are you going like javelin?
It's in between. It's like, it's not sidearm. It's not javelin. It's like the slot. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's legit like the slot is what it is. But getting back to what you said, I really don't think I've thrown a club since that picture was taken. I'm dead serious. Like, this is 6 years. I mean, I probably stopped playing golf 2 or 3 years after that. And then, the golf I play now is with friends, and I still have an opportunity to get that upset. Like
Yeah.
there's never a time for it. So it's kind of nice, to be honest. Get pissed at
Were
my kids
you?
every now and then, but that's about it.
Yeah. How about breaking a club?
Uh oh yeah. Probably my move when I got angry was just full yard sale on the bag. Like,
Really?
oh yeah. And there's a this is so stupid. We're talking about this. There's so like a staff bag if it's
Yeah.
just standing up, the like firm parts on the staff bag are the parts where if you're gonna get angry, you gotta go at those parts. Can't go at the belly of the bag or the side belly of the bag because there's not a ton of padding there. And if you get angry, potentially you could be breaking multiple clubs in your bag, you know? So what I would do is if it was standing up, the brim, like at the very top, is pretty firm around there. And I love just karate kicking that thing and just seeing them all fly out. I'd pick up, you pick up your own mess. That's a rule of thumb. But there was very like the release I got from that. It's like it's unrivaled. It's not, you can't match it. I mean, it is such a good feeling just
Yes.
getting it out,
But you would go Karate Kid on it.
Karate kick. Oh yeah, like
Oh,
full
Karate
on
Kick.
walk up. Yeah, just a little like, I mean, I could do it right here, but like just a little bang, a little jab with the leg,
Yep.
Yeah. My friend Jenny, she worked for ShotLink. I think she still does, but they got black and white. At some point during my career, they went to like black and white cameras on everything, so you could see everything out there. And she would look at my scorecard and see like where I messed up, and then go to that hole and watch me. And she'd send me videos. She'd be like, "Uh-oh, what happened on 11 today?" And it's like, rah.
See, those are the things that I think make you so relatable.
Yeah, it's like 10 years late, bro.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because now you're in
Or
the
10
TV
years
industry.
too early. 10 years
Like,
too early.
I see you now, right? Like doing your every Tuesday, and I see how the players just kind of respond to you.
Dude, this week's every Tuesday. I just saw it. It airs tonight. Golf Channel, but it's with Hubbard. We did Pilates. And
What?
it's so good. I mean, it turned out really good. He was great. Pilates is hard as fuck, by the way.
I love Pilates. I have a reformer in my place.
Do you?
Yeah. I know you'd think I'd be in better
that was
shape.
something else.
But in all honesty, the way that guys respond to you, like,
Yeah.
you get them to open up. You get them to just kind of like
A lot of them are my friends, dude,
Correct.
that I played out there for a while, and it's a little different. The public eye, I would say, I don't even know where I'm going with this. Like the players, I love that I have the respect of my peers.
Yeah.
Love that. It probably means more to me than anything right now. I miss being out there, but this kind of keeps me out there a little bit, and it's cool. It's cool as hell to tell some of their stories and still get to hang out with them. They make me smile too, dude. Even the young guys coming out that I don't know, like I know what they're in store for, and fuck, man, if you don't mess this up, you're gonna have a great time. Like it's the best job there is. Like I like there was a period there for a little bit when we had these guys like saying how rough it was on the tour. It's like, what? Like, dude, it's like the best gig ever. Like everyone out there loved it. Where did this come from? Like we're getting the shaft. I'm hoping we've moved past that. Yeah. I don't know.
You told me, it's funny, I remember this very well, but we were doing PGA Tour Live, and it was our first time working together, and you talked about Camilo Villegas, and you said this dude was the best, like, ball striker, could do more things with a ball than anybody I've ever seen. When we were at Florida, it was different level. What was it about him when you were at Florida that just, like, you saw and you're like, oh my God?
Well, I mean, there's a couple things like as far as manipulating a golf ball, you got to remember this is all pre-TrackMan too. So
Right.
like, didn't have all these measurements and equations to figure out, and this is how you hit this shot. This is how you hit this shot. And I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing, anyways, for a level golfer. Like, but um, he would like skid the ball off of tee boxes, but still get it. I mean, just like crazy stuff. His short game was nasty. I was more impressed with him in the gym, probably anything early on. And I was. I mean, he was like we're talking about a guy with like 2 or 3% body fat at the time. He probably still does have that, but like at the time it was. And you're looking like I was a chunker in fucking my freshman year. Like normal white kid, just not even close to what I am now. But like he he just opened my eye. He opened my eyes on what it was like to be a professional, basically at a young age, even before we were professional. Like his nickname, Manny called him Grandpa, his younger brother.
What?
Yes, because he was just so like, that guy crossed his T's and dotted his I's more than anyone. I mean, Camilo, it was our yardage books could not have looked more opposite. Like mine was exactly what they gave me, and that was it. His was like fucking. I mean, he had an encyclopedia on every page in there, dude. He did, and just little things like that. Whether he knew it or not, you kind of pick up on. And look, we're all wired differently. Some things work better for other people than others, but it's huge. I think that's huge for anyone, Justin, coming up in sports, is to have someone that you have access to that is just a little bit better than you.
Mhm.
Like, and just keep chasing it. And at any level, any age, like that is, don't want to be the best. You do not want to be the best at 16 years old. No way. Like, where do we go from there? Like,
Yeah.
you want to just constantly be chasing something, and then before you know it, the cup overflows and good stuff starts happening for you.
When he won in 2023 in Bermuda, I
Yeah,
was on the
unbelievable.
call. I was on the call for that for Golf Channel,
Yeah,
and his last round, it was into the wind, and he was shaping all these shots. And what you had said to me on PGA Tour Live stuck with me. And somebody I think had said like he's almost playing like he's Sevy right now, like
yeah.
just shaping it. And it was so neat to watch him win that. And then when he won and he pumped his fist and he looked up to the sky and I said, "This one's for Mia."
Mm,
Like I was getting choked up. I can't imagine, what it was like for you to be watching him, to know what he went through and to
yeah.
see him climb back up that mountaintop and get that win. What was it like for you?
Well, I'll never know what it's like for what him and
Right.
Maria went through. It's just devastating,
Brutal.
losing a child. But they have done a killer job with the foundation they started, and it's pretty much where their energy goes every day. Like, I mean, I've talked to him about this quite a bit. He's more impressive by the day, dude. That guy is. When he won, you know, it's like, again, it goes back to what I said before. It's like I love watching my buddies do good. That's about as cool as it gets for me to see a guy like Camilo who's been through the ringer, who's in like his mid 40s now. I mean,
Mhm.
he's 43, 44 years old. That's a dinosaur for the tour. Um, it was probably the most popular one out there, and I couldn't even tell you how long.
Probably
He
since Tiger winning at Augusta.
Yeah, but getting back to like the wind and just his game there, you know, s- sometimes I think TrackMan has hurt field players on the tour because you start learning too much and you can't
Mhm.
unlearn it, and you've developed these patterns throughout your life that, okay, if I'm going to hit a cut shot, this is what I'm going to do. You don't think about face angle, path, and attack angle. Like those are not thoughts. They're not real thoughts that like guys who are sick have from the start. These are TrackMan thoughts now that
Mhm.
we are introducing to our brains. And I think when the weather gets shit like that, swing thoughts go out the door, like, immediately. Like, what are you gonna think about when the wind's blowing 30 miles an hour in your face? Whatever it is, it ain't gonna work. Like, just you better figure out how to lean on this thing and keep it down, right? And, like, that had to have played into his hands there. Had to have, because it shuts down that side of the brain that maybe, he doesn't need turned on.
Yeah.
Like some guys are just different. I'm telling you, I hope we go to two different sets of rules one day.
Meaning tour guys and amateurs.
Yes, just
Yeah.
tour events. Like, no, I would love to see a day where like Augusta kind of did this for a while. No coaches on the range. No, I'd love to see no tracker man. I'd love to see no hybrids in our game. There's a lot of things to me that just bring everyone closer together.
Yep.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
And there's ways to separate guys out there, and like a lot of the separators that are like big time separators, like there are guys that compress 5-irons out there differently than others, way different. And the elite, the guys who are like elite at compressing the ball with the long iron stuff, they just get absolutely robbed by these hybrids that some other guy can put in his bag and hit the same exact ball flight and it'll land softer. And it's like, well, I mean, you can't blame the guy for putting one in his bag. It's available, but you want to ban, anchoring the putter. Like, we need to ban this stuff. Like, who's in charge over here? You need to listen. That we need to ban this stuff. Like, I know it's great for like the recreational golfer, but for the pro game, it's not needed, and it's a skill that should be developed. And you're just bypassing it by buying something with some meat behind it.
Well, it's really funny you say that, because in was it 2018? I think U.S. Open was at Shinnecock, and I was working with Mark Brooks, and we were sharing a house together. And he said if the Pro V1 didn't come into play, Tiger would have shattered Jack's record for majors. He goes, because what he could do with a balata ball, nobody else could do. But once the Pro V came in, all of a sudden it brought the playing field closer.
Couldn't agree more. Same with driver, everything, dude. I mean, technology has not been the best of the best friends. Does that make sense to you? Like, if you are elite at this game, I'm not talking about on the PGA Tour. I'm talking about like top 10 player in the world at one point in your life, like the best of the best. Technology is not helping them. Like, they'll use it, but it's making the people behind them get closer to them is what it's doing.
Well, I thought it was really funny. Even Rory this past year, when somebody asked him what was his favorite driver, he talked about one from like 8-9 years ago.
Yeah. I still have the same driver I was using when I quit playing. Like,
do you really?
I have the same everything. Like, the same everything, dude. Probably 7 years old.
Just because you feel comfortable with it, just because you don't need that.
Just because I know, like, they're not getting smarter every 4 to 6 months.
Right.
I mean, if that was the case, we'd all be hitting at 500 yards right now. Like, I know if my driver's good or not. You can tell by the ball flight.
I'm with you as far as the track man and all that kind of stuff. I love seeing the feel with players. I hate seeing young guys who
Valimaki this week. He's going to be a blast to watch. He does not look like your normal kid out of college.
Akshay Bhatia is another one.
4 hands on him, exactly. Yeah, Bhatia too. Valimaki might be a little more raw than Bhatia, but Bhatia is an artist for out there. He shapes the ball quite a bit. I mean, almost too much.
Like sometimes I see some of Bhatia like almost looking like what I saw from Camilo in Bermuda, where like he would really shape a shot, ride the wind, or take one into the wind, and it's fun to see from that perspective. I don't know. Now, was Camilo doing the Spider-Man in college?
No, that started after.
What'd you say to him the first time you saw that?
I think the reason he did it was he was wearing the white. I don't know if this is true or not, but he was wearing the white pants, so he didn't want to get them dirty. So that was the thing. He never pulled it in college. I don't think so. I mean, I don't think so.
And then when I did the Bermuda, I read a story about him that he would ride his bike 90 miles each way to see his now wife. And this was like one of their first dates. He rode a bike 90 miles.
That doesn't surprise me.
But
That had to be in South Florida somewhere.
Yeah. So my question to you is this: you ride, like I said on the air, I go, I don't know many guys who will drive 90 miles one way for a date, let alone ride a bike 90 miles for a date. Okay. But what does he do when he shows up? Hey, do you mind if I go take a shower real quick?
Yeah. Hey, actually, it might be onto something. It's chess, not checkers.
Just get that body.
It's that SEC education, baby. You learn something in Gainesville.
Hey, you know what?
Just set yourself up for success is what he's doing, Justin.
You're right. And hey, they got married, so it worked.
Yeah, it worked.
Man, I guess I was playing the wrong game for all those years. You're right. I was playing checkers. All right. I like to end all my podcasts with a segment I call This Just In. Okay. So it's rapid fire segments, rapid fire questions, and you could take as long as you want on them.
Okay.
The sleeper city for a tournament on tour.
Oh, baby. Sleeper city. Well, there's 4 of them. The quad cities would be my sleeper city. That area. Very sleepy.
Yeah.
In the Midwest, but fun stop. That tournament was a blast for me every year.
I've heard that one, and I've heard actually in going to Flint, Michigan is like underrated.
I missed that by a year. My rookie year, they'd stopped that. But I probably would have been a fan of Flint.
Favorite practice round partner?
Tom Hoagie was mine. We did just same coach. We both liked to gamble. Both hated playing practice rounds. So it was like 9 holes. Very even rarely did it include a warm up, and it was auto 1-downs. But if you lost say you lost 3-2-1-0, you had to pay 3 bets, 2 bets, 1 bet. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can it was a full on blitz for 9 holes. I mean, if you lost or won the last 2 or 3 holes, there were some big swings in that game, but it was a blast.
That's perfect, because I was going to ask, most money you've ever won or lost in a side game.
Probably, well, it would be that game out there, and it was probably both ways. Anywhere between $2,500 and $3,000. We would play 200 1-downs, and then just, if you tie 2 holes in that game, it's out of control. So it was probably right around there.
Was that just to keep you guys focused during the practice
it was awesome,
round?
dude. I'd feel more nerves on the 8th hole on Tuesday than ever playing golf. This is real money. This is coming out of my pocket.
I've heard, and please tell me if I'm wrong, that what you just said, guys will care more about winning those matches than actually making that putt in the tournament. And the putt could be for $100,000, but
Justin,
they're
that's money Mama don't know about right there.
Fair enough. What sport? I know you're a big sports guy. So what sport was your first love?
Basketball. Far and away. Thought I was going to play for the Magic. Scott Skiles was my idol growing up. Probably the only kid ever to idolize Scott Skiles.
No, he was an assist machine.
I loved that guy. I mean, when they drafted Penny Hardaway, it was devastating.
Wait, what? You were upset about it?
Yeah, because Scott Skiles was my guy, and he was going to take Scott's job. He did. I mean, Scott got traded the next year to the Wizards, I think, or the Bullets. But yeah, I eventually became a Penny Hardaway fan. My mother's name's Penny, so there was some symmetry there. But I really, really liked Scott Skiles. Even when he was coaching, I pulled for the teams he was coaching. He just was, his nickname was Gritty Gutty Scott Skiles. He broke his nose every game going into the paint, catching an elbow. He'd if there was fights, he'd hop in the fight. I got kicked out of Michigan State. I've always been a fan.
You're the golfing version of Scott Skiles.
I have every Scott Skiles basketball card there is.
And what I think is so funny is if you look at Scott Skiles back when he was playing, he was like 27, 28, 29.
Bald
He looked like
head.
he was like 48.
He did. That's so true. Now that I go back and look, I'm like, this guy looks like he's like 42 hooping in a men's league right here.
You're like, did I just see him at the Y yesterday? What's going on with this?
There was a story about him and Shaq, like Shaq's first year. Shaq just beat the crap out of him in a practice, like had enough of him.
That wouldn't be hard for Shaq for anybody.
That's when the NBA like was good, dude. I mean, I remember going to Magic games and it would be a coin flip if there was going to be a fight or not. Like Greg Kite and Ronnie Cycli like fighting under the rims going into the first and second row. I mean, now it's just none of it. We hardly ever get fights in the NBA.
Think about the old like Knicks and Bulls,
Oh yeah,
Knicks and Heat.
yeah.
And you had some big dudes going at it.
Yeah, Bill Laimbeer, another one of my idols.
So, okay, here you go. Bill Laimbeer, my first ever New York Knicks game to go to as a fan.
Yeah.
I'm sitting in like the upper deck with my dad, my uncle, my cousin, and it's Pistons against the Knicks. And Charles Oakley fouls Bill Laimbeer like late in the game. And I stand up in the upper deck. I'm in sixth grade. I'm like, if you're going to foul him hard, break his nose, make him bleed. And some guy's like, right on, brother. Like that was the way that we were brought up. Like if you're going to foul.
Yeah. Oh, we were hard fouling out here today.
And so, okay, so the Magic and Scott Skiles, but now you're a huge Jacksonville Jaguars fan.
Yeah, huge. Well, I'm a bigger Jags fan now because the Gators suck. So I just pour all my eggs in that basket. But hopefully we get Lane Kiffin in a few days.
Oh boy, I hope he stays. I hope he stays at Ole Miss.
I think he's going to LSU.
All right. Well, I'll leave you on this.
Okay.
The most stressed out you are watching any team in any sport, what is it?
Oh, I would say my son's 13U baseball team right now stresses me out all the time. But the Jags are a close second if we're going pro sports. It's every week. It's just we play to the level of our competition and try to find ways to lose games. Trevor Lawrence, I love him. I just wish he would do a little better sometimes.
It's that love-hate relationship sometimes.
No, I don't have any hate in my heart for him. He lives close to me. He's been great.
He's a good dude.
Been great to the kids in the neighborhood here, and I root like hell for him. I feel like we got a chance to like do something this year. I mean, we're 7-4. Like we got boat raced by the Rams and the Seahawks. But other than that, like the other two losses we had were just garbage losses. Like we had them ripped out of our hands. Our schedule's pretty easy finishing up. If we can catch the Colts and not that home field matters a ton for the Jags, but like it'd be nice to have another home playoff game here. We got the Colts twice coming up. We're a game back. I'm all in on the Jags. And dude, this town, Jacksonville, is different when the Jags are just like any town is. I'm sure Charlotte's buzzing a little bit because of you guys got your heads out of your
Hornets?
asses.
Oh no,
yeah, exactly, the Hornets. But no, seriously, like there's a different vibe in town. Like there's been, and I'm sure you can attest to this with where you live. Like there's been Novembers where the Jags are not playing meaningful football. It's just the season's over already, and like it is so nice to have like a next Sunday to look forward to that fucking matters. Like that's what I'm pumped about right now. I hope we sneak into the playoffs. I hope the Chiefs miss the playoffs. Who else? I just mainly just hope the Chiefs miss the playoffs.
All right, so I lied. I guess I have one more follow-up question. Favorite sport for you to bet on?
Well, it's got to be football, right?
I was thinking, just the way you were talking.
NFL. It's got to be. Small amounts of games, but NFL.
Awesome. Dude, I appreciate you doing this.
I
love what you're doing on TV with everything. Honestly, keep it up with every Tuesday because that thing's going to be a hit. You're going to see. It's awesome stuff.
I hope so. Thanks for having me on, bro. Have a good December. We'll see you in January.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, man. Appreciate you.
All right, bro.